She also worked with you in your business, is that right?
Yes, she did.
And you lived together?
Yes.
According to your complaint, you came home one day and found that she left?
Yes.
She left taking certain of your property. You want back engagement jewelry that you gave to her, and you want her to pay some utility bills and return your property.
Correct,
That's what the case is about. Defendant says she worked for you without pay for most of the 2 years that you were together. She doesn't owe you anything, and some of the jewelry she tossed in the river. Is that right?
I still have the jewelry.
All the jewelry?
All the jewelry.
Including the engagement ring?
Including the one engagement ring. The other ring was a Christmas present.
And what did you do with that?
It's at my house. I have both of them.
Where is the engagement ring?
That's at my house also.
Well, why didn't you bring it? That was in dispute.
I didn't want to bring it on the plane, and I didn't want to lose it. I guess I didn't think
That's
that I
fine.
needed to bring that information.
That's fine,
here.
but you know that has to be returned to him.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. I offered to do that. I offered to give everything back.
Now tell me about the engagement ring. Big, small, how much did you pay for it?
The engagement ring that I gave her was $1,000.
Describe it to me.
It's a half-carat diamond ring. I bought it from a guy I know up in...
Okay, is that the engagement ring that you're talking about?
Yes, but he did not pay $1,000.
I don't care. He's not getting money. He's getting the engagement ring back, and you're going to give it back to him.
Yep.
All right, so the engagement ring you get back. Now, let's talk about this engagement jewelry.
Okay. What it actually is, Your Honor, it ain't all engagement and jewelry. What she did is when she moved out of my home, I bought her a necklace. Okay, it was a 28-inch gold Duragold necklace. It was
a gold necklace. You bought her a gold necklace.
I bought her one and I bought myself one. She took both of them. Okay.
She took both.
Both.
No, she can't take yours. Did you take his necklace?
He never.
Yeah, but did you take his necklace?
Yes.
So far, he gets back his necklace. Listen to me very carefully.
Yep.
His necklace and the engagement ring.
Okay.
What else? How easy this is becoming. Easy. What else?
She also, at the time that she moved out, took my kids' bed.
Okay, so we finished with jewelry. Jewelry is disposed of.
Done.
All the other jewelry she has were gifts from you, so there's no engagement jewelry. You get back your necklace and the engagement ring. Yeah?
Yes.
And she took your kid's bed?
My kids' bed. It was...
Kids' bed.
I got 2 kids, yes, ma'am.
That's kids. That's 2.
Right.
Kids' would be a lot more than 2.
My kids' bed. Thank you very much.
Go ahead. Took your kid's bed. Why'd you take his bed?
It was our bed that we bought together.
Did you sleep on it with him?
Yes.
So it wasn't for kids.
At the time, his kids was sleeping on it. He had another bed at our old house, which was a bunk bed that was for his kids. That bed that he is talking about, I purchased with my friend Renee. She was a witness. He gave me cash to go receive that for us together. We were together for 3 years. Everything was mutual, everything.
What kind of business were you in?
I own my own towing business out of St. Paul, Minnesota. Yes,
and
ma'am.
what kind of work did the defendant do for you in the business?
She was doing anything she wanted to do. I mean, if she did entering stuff into the computer once in a while. She'd answer telephones.
Okay.
You know, it was stuff like that.
You work out of the house?
No, I own my own shop and everything. Yeah.
Did she go with you to the business?
Yeah, she'd be there at the business.
Oh, fine. But I don't need any help.
Absolutely.
So she went with you to the business. So sometimes she would
Yes, she
things
did.
on the computer. Sometimes she'd file. Sometimes she
Yes,
would
she did.
answer the phone. So she worked. How much did you pay her every week?
It all depends.
How much did you pay her every week?
Right away in the beginning, she didn't get a whole lot. She didn't. When she came to me with 2 bags of clothes, Your Honor.
How much did you pay her?
In the beginning, she probably got about $200 a week.
When you say the beginning, you mean the first 6 months or the first
Well,
year?
probably the first year she got about that.
Okay, so the first year you paid her $200 a week.
Yes, ma'am.
In cash.
Yep, and she didn't have to pay no bills at the home. She didn't have to pay for a phone bill. She didn't have to pay for a vehicle. She didn't have to pay for nothing, Your Honor. She didn't have one payment.
Okay, so this $200 was just her spending money.
Exactly.
Fine. What else do you say she took of yours?
I got a list about this long,
Well,
but I'm not worried.
I want you to tell you something. Cull it down.
Exactly. What I'm
really
looking
like
for,
this, not like this.
What I'm looking for is my kids' bed given back to me, and then I want my bills paid for at the home, okay, Your Honor?
What bills? I thought you told me she didn't pay any bills.
After we moved into our new home in March of this year.
I thought you told me she stayed with you and you took care of all the bills.
Up until January 1st. January 1st of this last year, 2001, I sold my business, okay? January, February, March, April, May, I paid the bills at the home. June, she started paying bills at the home. June, July, August, September, October, November
Why
were
did she
her
start paying bills?
responsibilities. Excuse me?
Why did she start paying bills?
Because it was her responsibility. She had her own, she went and got a different job, you know, and the money was running out, you know, from me selling the business and stuff like that. It was her responsibility. I still paid the house payment.
Just a second. What kind of an arrangement did you make with her with regard to the bills, sir?
Well, she would pay the phone bill, she would pay the electric bill, she would pay the NSP and the gas bill, and you know, just little bills around the house. I mean, they weren't like the house payment or anything else like that.
Is the house in both your names or just in your name?
It was in my name.
Why would you want to make a house payment that's in your name?
Why would she drive a car that wasn't hers?
I mean, you must have given her permission.
Well, exactly.
Okay. Did you make an agreement with him to pay certain of the bills?
Yes, I did.
Did you pay those bills?
No, I didn't. At the time when I moved out, he had told me specifically that I did not need to pay no bills because I was not living there. So
Well, just
I
a
didn't
minute.
pay him.
For how long hadn't you paid the bills?
Oh, it was just what I don't know. Probably
When
a
did you
month.
move out?
It was November 4th and November 5th, I do believe.
So November. In August, did you pay the bills?
I am not sure.
When was the last time she paid the household bills, sir?
Sometime right around August, September. I got all the paperwork
August or
right.
September? Just listen to me carefully.
Yes, ma'am.
August or September. So she had paid whatever bills you're talking about through, say, September. So we're talking about October.
We're talking September, October, and November, ma'am.
Why didn't you pay in September?
I don't know why she didn't pay.
So what did you say to her when she didn't pay them?
I didn't know she didn't pay them. When I came home from work after she had moved out, NSP had a disconnection notice on my door to shut off my electricity at my home.
So you didn't know that those bills
No,
weren't being
ma'am,
paid?
I did not. She told me when she moved out, I asked her specifically about the bills, and I asked her father at the time about the bills. And she told me that she had paid those bills,
Okay.
and she had mailed them out.
Fine. And she didn't.
And she did
So
not.
she was saving a couple of dollars.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sean McMurray says ex-fiancée Melissa Slack owes for unpaid bills and for the return of engagement jewelry.
How much do you owe on the bills that she had agreed to pay?
It's $1,092.64, Your Honor.
All right. Are we finished with you?
I do believe that's all I have right at the present time. If I can get my kids' bed back, I'd greatly appreciate it.
No, you
You
can't. She took the bed. She needs a place to sleep. What?
She moved back into her mother's house, Your Honor. She had a bed at her mom's house. She
I
had
assume
two
she
beds
did.
at her mom's
I
house.
assume she did. Okay. What are your kids sleeping in, the bunk bed?
I had to go buy them a brand new bunk bed.
So now they have a new bunk bed.
Yeah, I had to
Way
buy
to
it.
go. Okay. Anything you want to tell me about these utility bills that you
Yeah.
didn't pay? What?
Basically, that he put all the bills in a pile at the house. We went through them together, and me and him actually got in an argument over this whole deal because he put them underneath a big pile of bills, and I said, why didn't you bring this to my attention? I do not receive the mail. It's his house. He receives the mail. He did not bring it to my attention that the bills were due. I had bought in things for the dogs, the kids, the house, as far as food and everything else. That's where my money went.
But you had agreed with him to pay the utility bills.
That's what he wants to say, but
No,
it
I'm
wasn't
asking you.
really an agreement.
Well,
It
were you
wasn't like
paying
that
those
because-
bills for the months before September?
Yep,
Of course you were.
because I had another different job when I was.
Good. Okay. So you are going to, within 5 days, return his ring and his necklace.
Okay.
Not yours. Yours is a gift. And pay for the utility bills that you were supposed to pay for in the amount of $1,092. Judgment?
Your Honor, can I
What?
ask one more question?
Yes.
In my box, along with my gold necklace, was the receipt for my gold necklaces. Along with that receipt was the certificate for the warranty. Now the thing has a lifetime warranty on
A
it.
warranty for a necklace?
It's a Duragold necklace from Kohl's department store.
I don't know what Duragold is.
What it is it's you buy an extra. It's like paying for a necklace. You buy the next higher grade. It's a Duragold is what it's called. And along with that necklace, if it breaks at any time, you bring it back to the department store.
I never heard of Duragold. Did you ever hear of Duragold?
No, but anything's
You
possible.
bring it back to the department store at any time. They'll replace it for no cost. Without that receipt, the necklace
If
is
she has a
useless.
copy of the receipt.
She has
may-
the receipt.
Well, she needs one too, because I assume that you bought her a Duragold
And there are two
necklace,
receipts
too.
in that paperwork. Yes, ma'am.
You have an extra copy of the warranty for him?
But can I also mention that when he had showed me the necklace, the first one I got was for Christmas. The second one, he had told me specifically it was in case I ever lost this necklace, it was another one because it was such a good deal.
Give him his necklace back. It didn't work out. Put a period. Move on. You look like two nice young people. Do your children live with you, sir?
I have them part-time every other weekend.
How old are they?
One's 11 and one's 3.
They're a full-time job, right?
Yeah, they are.
I just remember something my mother used to say to me, 2 children aren't twice as hard as 1, 10 times as hard. And 3 children are probably 300 times as hard as 2. Just want you to remember that.
I will.
It's a lighter that you light your fireplaces with, the long ones. And if you take this part off, it's got this little piece inside. If you pull it out, you can click it, and it gives you like a little prick, an electronic prick.
It gives you a shock,
Yeah, a little shock.
like an electrical shock.
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
And on the 25th of April of 2001, you and Jana were in school. According to this complaint, you and some kids were fooling around with one of those little tools, and you shocked the plaintiff.
Yes, ma'am.
And as a result of that, she became quite ill. She got dizzy, she passed out, she went to the nurse's office, they called an ambulance, they took her to the emergency room. And the plaintiffs want you and your mother to pay for their medical bills and their court fees. And your defense is that the incident did in fact happen, that your son did in fact shock her with this tool that he made, but that she has a history of seizures and passing out in school. Therefore, your son should not be responsible for this pre-existing condition. Is that your defense?
Yes, ma'am.
Wrong! What kind of responsibility are you teaching your son?
Oh, he's not the only one that shocked her, and
He just acknowledged to me that he was the one who shocked her.
not the only one.
I don't care if there were 10 of them.
Well, the other boy should have been brought forth also.
I tell you what I'm going to do for you. If you can prove that there were other boys that were involved, you should sue them. You shouldn't have to sue everybody. You don't have to sue him. And then you have a right, if you want to go into court and stand on that side of the table and say, my son and I were forced to pay the entire medical bills, and you also are partially responsible, so you should indemnify us for what we had to pay, each of you paying your share.
I don't see how that gave her a seizure.
I don't know how it did either. All your son knows is that before he shocked her, she didn't have a seizure, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And after you shocked her, she got sick and went to the nurse's office, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened when you went to the nurse's office, Jana?
I was trying to tell them what had happened, and in the process, I passed out, hit my head on the secretary's desk.
You went to the hospital?
Yes, ma'am.
They just did a little observation?
Yes, ma'am.
Were there for a short time and went home?
Yes, ma'am.
What did this thing feel like, Jana?
It made me jump, and I mean, it was really sharp. I had 2, like, little holes in my back to where the object had been on my skin.
Did you really?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's like a burn.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, they tried to show me the mark whenever they brought me into the office. They raised her shirt on her back, and I did not see no mark. They didn't show me
First
no
of all,
mark.
I think it's outrageous that they expose her back to you. What right do you have to see her back?
They did it, not me.
Well, I think that
didn't-
that's
I see it.
outrageous. I think that the school, you ought to have a good talking to with the school.
I didn't realize that.
That's what he's telling me. They have absolutely no right to do that. You know, your daughter's a grown young lady. How dare they do that? Let me see your medical bills. Some of these are duplicates that you haven't
Yes,
paid?
ma'am.
Okay, that's what I
I
think. So the
circled the
entire
two
amount of
amounts.
unreimbursed medical bills is what?
Believe it was $960.
$1.
Yes, ma'am.
You're suing for $1,150. It's too bad that you weren't suing for more. I would have given you more. You're not just entitled to medical bills. You're entitled to your daughter's distress. She fell down. She hit her head. She was embarrassed. She was hurt.
Can I add something, Your Honor?
Sure.
Since that incident, we had taken her out of that school and moved her to a different school. And not realizing that she had changed schools, they also changed his school. And he, in fact, brought another one of those
he
objects
did
to
not.
school
No,
I
did
don't
not
want you.
take-
Shh. Don't speak. Go ahead.
and was shocking some kids that, another time already this year.
May I say something, please? No, I did not have another one. They searched me, and I did not have one. They brought me into the office. I talked to Jana, and she apologized because her friend thought I had one. She apologized to me, saying,
Had you touched one that day?
No, I have not touched one since the day I did that to her.
I would say that that's a very good idea. You have to take responsibility, sir. If your mother's not teaching you to take responsibility, maybe you'll learn something here today. If you do something wrong, you are responsible. Let me give you an example of how ridiculous your mother's defense is. Let's say you take a gun, a fake gun, and go up to somebody and say, give me your money, and that person has a bad heart condition, and as a result of that heart condition, drops dead. Now, you went up there just to rob him, and the police charge you with murder, a murder that was committed during the course of a robbery, which is a felony. Now, your mother would say, well, he's may be guilty of attempted robbery, but he's certainly not guilty of murder. He's not responsible for the man's pre-existing heart condition, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's your defense.
Not really.
Yeah, sure it is.
If
That's
you
your
can feel
defense.
This is nothing.
That's your defense.
Ma'am,
I'm giving
can I
you an
say something?
example of your defense, madam. Your defense is he only meant to take his money. He didn't intend to kill him.
He wasn't going to harm anyone. He was playing. Right.
Uh,
Well, it doesn't
well,
hurt.
if he can grow up in spite of you, Miss Gilsdorf,
I
he's
don't
a very
have-
lucky man.
He's doing fine.
In any event, judgment for the plaintiff in the full amount of the request, $1,150. I wish you good luck, sir. You're going to need it.
Oh, yeah, well,
This case revolves around a broken relationship that led to a dispute over property, money, and financial responsibility. The plaintiff claims that his former fiancée moved out and took some of his belongings, including jewelry and his child's bed, and also failed to pay certain household bills as previously agreed. Regarding the jewelry, the court handled it quite clearly. The engagement ring had to be returned because the marriage never took place, so legally it no longer held its promise value. In addition, the defendant admitted to taking the plaintiff's necklace, so she was required to return it. However, other pieces of jewelry were considered gifts given during the relationship and therefore remained the defendant's property. The key issue in this case lies in the household bills. Initially, the plaintiff covered all expenses, but after selling his business, their arrangement changed. The defendant began working and took on responsibility for certain costs, such as electricity, gas, and phone bills. Although the defendant denied any formal agreement, the fact that she paid these bills for several months indicated an implicit understanding of this responsibility. Her decision to stop paying without notice left the plaintiff in debt and facing the risk of having his utilities shut off. Another important factor is the lack of transparency and poor financial management within the relationship. The two lived together and shared expenses but had no clear written agreement, which led to confusion and conflict once the relationship ended. In the end, the court ordered the defendant to return the engagement ring and the necklace and to pay over $1,000 in outstanding bills. This case highlights that in romantic relationships, especially when cohabiting, clearly defining property ownership and financial responsibilities is crucial to avoiding disputes when the relationship comes to an end.
Go ahead.
Okay, after that, we talked more and we talked still on the computer, sometimes over the phone, and she let me know she was coming out to California. She wanted to come out to visit me, and she has a father who lives in California also. On her way out, she called me and she let me know when she'll be out. I said, okay. She asked me if I could reserve her a hotel room to stay at, which I did, reserved it in her name. When she arrived in California, I met her to show her where to stay at the hotel. She arrived about between 12 and 12:30 in the morning at the hotel. When I went with her when she went to check in at the counter.
You met at the hotel.
Well, we met off of the freeway because I showed her how to get to the hotel, so
Okay.
she wasn't from the area.
Okay.
When she went to check in at the hotel, she went to use her credit card and it didn't work, so she asked me if I had a credit card I could pay the hotel with, and she said, I will pay you back. I agreed to that. Went out to my car, got the credit card, and I went ahead and put the charges on the card. They stayed from August 10th, I believe, through the 13th. And upon leaving, we discussed, I said, well, when can you pay me back? She said, well, when I get home, I should be able to pay you back. I said, that's fine. I figured that's fair. I'm in no hurry to get the money. I'm not.
How much was it?
Total was, with interest, I believe,
What interest?
$977.
Hotels don't charge interest.
Credit card interest on my card.
Okay. Credit card interest.
Yes.
927?
$977.
977. Okay.
We talked. I called her a couple times and I said, well, can you pay me? She says, well, I'm in financial binds right now. It'll be a while, so that's fine. I know, we're close friends. I'm not going to say, well, I have to have it now. That's fine. I gave it for I can wait some time. Asked a few more times. I was told at one point, she said, well, my father is sending me some money. When I receive the money, I can send you the check. She said, that'll be in a couple weeks. I said, that's fine. A couple weeks went by, and then when I requested it again, she says, well, I've decided I don't want to pay you that money. I said, okay, you decided not to pay me right now. She says, yes. Called her a couple more times. I was told
So you
the
never
same
got
thing.
the money. Oh, okay, I'm getting
Exactly.
the picture. Yes.
First of all, I feel that, we did meet on the computer. We talked back and forth. He used to call me twice a day, every day. Grew to be really close friends. I had a prior trip planned to Las Vegas, and he came out there to meet me. During this time in Las Vegas, he gave me a credit card, a Visa card, in my name that he was responsible for.
Is that right?
Because of the one reason was she said that her husband, she was having marital problems, and her husband had taken away her checkbook and her credit cards.
Wait a minute, back up. Excuse me, Your Honor.
Just a minute. Did you give her a credit card that had her name on it?
Yes, but then it was taken away before the hotel incident happened.
I'm just curious.
I mean, it's a different. If she was to show you a credit card, it's not even the same card. It's a
No,
different.
I'm just curious as to why somebody you hadn't even met and you got a credit card
The reason being
in her name that you were responsible for.
The reason being was because, like she said and I said, we grew to be very close friends, and
Before you even met, you mean over the internet and over the telephone. This is going to be some 21st century, I can tell.
And I felt when she said my husband's taken away all my money, I had marital problem. I said, okay, I can understand that. I sympathize with you.
Are you a single guy?
No, I'm married.
Wait, living with your wife while you were
Yes.
talking on the internet? You the wife? Mm-hmm. This is going to be some 21st century. Okay, go.
So he gave me the credit card, and the reason being was not because my credit cards had been taken away at that point. He had continually asked me to come to California, and I told him I could not afford to come to California. Credit card was, in fact, to use so that I could come out to visit him.
Just a minute. Yeah. Did you know he was married?
Pardon?
Did you know he was married?
Yes.
Well, what did he tell you about his marriage?
That he was unhappily married.
So you were coming out here for something romantic with him. You weren't just platonic friends. You thought that this might work out into something more permanent in your mind.
Right.
In your mind.
It might.
What
In
about
his
in your
mind,
mind?
too.
What about in your mind?
My mind was open. I mean, we were close friends. And
You were open.
as a friendship.
You didn't have a clue.
As a friendship.
Actually,
Actually what?
that's another story altogether.
Okay. Well, I don't have that much time. All right. So now you had this credit card. Let's hear the story.
Okay, so when we arrived in California...
You and your daughter.
Right. He had made the reservation for us. He had been in constant phone contact with us all the way out here. And I got out the credit card he had given me to pay for the hotel. And when they rejected it, he laughed and he said, well, I could have told you that little card wouldn't handle it. He said, hang on a minute. He ran out to his car, got his wallet, got another credit card, put it down and signed for the room. And we went upstairs. He never mentioned, you'll have to pay me back, or I never asked him for a credit card. He sprinted out to his car to get that card. I would not have come all the way to California, without any money.
Why were you coming out to California?
To see him.
Your daughter was with you.
Yes, I didn't want to drive all the way across country, which I've never done by myself.
Do you have any other relatives here?
I have, my dad does live here.
Did you see your dad?
Yeah, I saw him for a couple hours while I was here, yes.
When did you see him?
The day before I left.
And other than that, how much time did you spend with the plaintiff?
It was just about every night, but not late into the night. He would stop by with his son, or we would meet him, things like that.
Did you have dinner together?
Nope.
No, he took his son. He would always take his son and feed him dinner, and then I'd see him after that.
Actually,
What were you anticipating for this 3 days? I'm curious.
Well, in the beginning, when first...
Because that really has bearing on whose responsibility this hotel room is going to be.
When he first would ask me to come out, he said that he would take me to Monterey, or I don't know, he lists some other places, Newport Beach or something. I'm not familiar with the area. Down to San Francisco, he said something about seals. He would take me down there and show me the area, is what he had intended, but then that never happened.
And actually, when she mentioned about the Monterey plans and everything, that was talked about weeks before she came out. She knew before she came out that, I told her, she wants to come out, that's fine. I did not ask her, at that time, I did not ask her to come out. Previously, we had talked about it, but when she decided to come out, she just said, I'm coming out to California. That you can come out to California if you'd like. No agreement to pay for anything on the way out here. Even if my father called me and told me he's coming out, I've never paid for a hotel room for $1,000 for any friend.
Judge Judy will be right back. Daniel Hattlefield, a married man, met Beth Marie, a married woman, on the internet. They met in Las Vegas. Now he wants some money back.
Had you canceled the credit card that you bought for her, that you got for her? Is that why it didn't work?
I don't know why. I don't even believe that was a card she had. I don't know. I never saw it. I didn't watch the card she pulled out or anything.
Listen, I think that you both made mistakes. Did you ultimately move? Are you living in California now?
No.
I think that you both made mistakes. You made a big mistake, married guy, fooling around on the internet. You made a mistake, knowing that he's a married guy, fooling around on the internet. You made a trip. You know, I have to do what I think is fair. And as far as I'm concerned, you were both not acting reasonably and responsibly. So you're going to each pay half. Is that fair?
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah.
No, good. $974.88. So we'll make it $975 because, is that all right with you, Bird? $487.50. Sounds right?
It's close enough.
Good. Judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $487.50. Thank you. 29 years old, has 3 kids.
Yes.
You're suing her for $2,000.
Yes, I am.
Say that she used your credit card, really without your permission, because she charged things that she wasn't supposed to. You also want to charge her for moving her.
Yes, I do.
Why don't you start by telling me what would bring you to court today over bills that occurred
You want
a
to
year
know
and a half
about the
ago?
charges first, or the?
Yeah.
Okay, the charges. In September of '95, she got sick. Went to the doctor, came back, said she had cancer, and only had she wouldn't be around for the springtime. So she told everybody this. So everybody felt bad about it, and she asked me if she could go. Her boyfriend, the kid's dad, had cut up all of her clothes when they were battling. So she asked me if she could use my charge cards if she paid me back to go buy some dresses and things for herself. Well, it started with that. She charged those, said she would pay me. She got a job for Christmas. Wasn't supposed to be a Christmas shop. She told me she got a job in November of that year, told me she was permanent full-time help.
What happened to her cancer? Didn't you ask her?
Yeah, she went to the doctor and the cancer disappeared, or they took care of it or something. I don't know.
Judge Judy Chase is suing her own daughter, Tammy Chase, because she says Tammy scammed her out of money with one excuse after another.
How much did she charge altogether on the credit card?
She had them up. She used 2 different credit cards, 2 different stores. She had them up to $1,500 at one time. She's paid me down to $1,000.
Now, you also are charging her for moving. Tell me about this moving that you want to charge your daughter for.
She got illegally evicted. So the story goes, from her apartment that she lived in March of '95. She left the things in there till September of '95 because she lost her kids during that time. She was doing her other stuff during that time. She was living with her boyfriend at that time. 3 days later, she decided she's going to Oakland. She gave me the key to the place, told me I could do whatever I wanted to with the stuff, that she was going to Oakland to see her kids, and she didn't want no part of it. I says, well, what about the stuff? I thought you guys was moving your stuff. I even told her she could use my garage to store it in temporarily. No. She says, do whatever you want. So
what'd you do?
Took boxes and papers over there. We had to go in just like they were still living there, had to clean out the refrigerator, wash dishes, empty
Why
garbage.
did you do it?
Because I didn't want her to lose what she had. It was her kids. I mean, I was thinking of her kids.
You decided to be a good grandma and take the stuff. But
And
you
take
can't,
the stuff
but you
and
can't
kept
charge her for that. Now it's your turn.
A lot of the stuff that she's telling you is just straight up bogus lies, okay?
Like what?
Like, as far as the charges goes and everything, I've been paying her monthly, I've been paying her cash payments. Whenever I was just getting AFDC for my daughter and I, it was $490 a month, okay? I gave her $350 of that.
So how did you
No.
And
So
for her
how
to
did
say
you
that I
survive
still
on
owe her-
$100 a month?
She comes and
how did you survive on $100 a month?
I was living with my boyfriend.
Paying his bills.
Just a second.
Not the father of my daughter.
So you were collecting AFDC.
Which they knew that I was living
How long
on.
have you been collecting AFDC? When was the first time you applied for AFDC? Year.
What year?
Give me the year.
90.
In 1990.
And I was off of it for a year.
So let's subtract a year. Shh. Say nothing. So 1990 was the first year you applied for welfare? Mm-hmm. And you were living with your boyfriend and the father, who's the father of your 3 children, for a substantial part of that time, according to you, and that's how you accumulated this $40,000 worth of merchandise.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, he lived in Oakland. He came home on the weekends. He was home 1.5 days out of the week. Okay, if that's living together, yeah. But he gave me things, yeah.
Miss Chase, the problem with your veracity.
Excuse me?
Your truthfulness, madam.
Truthfulness?
Yes, your truthfulness.
He was there 1.5 days out of the week.
Well,
he
listen,
does heavy equipment up in the Bay Area.
Nobody who lives with you 1.5 days a week is going to give you $40,000 worth of merchandise over 8 years when 6 of those years you're on welfare.
Excuse me, but if you got 3 children by them, they sure will.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
He should have been paying it to welfare so that I didn't have to support you.
Well, he did.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying.
Fine. I'm giving you $400 a month, welfare. You got a father of these 3 children who's giving you $40,000 during that period of time of goodies in your house, not to mention your rent, your food, your gas, and your electricity, and everything else. Right? So that's right there a scam.
How's
so
it a
either I
scam?
don't believe. What do you mean how come it's a
How's
scam?
it a
Because if you
scam?
have 3 children, you're supposed to support them. And if he's got enough money to give you $40,000 worth of stuff, Miss Chase, then he has enough money so that his children should not be on AFDC.
He's not the only one responsible for getting the $40,000 worth of stuff.
Second.
I am responsible for it too. He
For
did not
what?
solely support myself and my 3 children.
Just a second. If you received 1 nickel from the state and you had the father of your children who should have been paying support for your children.
Which he is now paying back support for.
Oh, you mean somebody got him?
Oh, yeah, I turned him in, okay?
Please.
Judge Judy will be
This is quite an unusual case, but it clearly reflects the complications that can arise in online relationships, especially when emotions and money become intertwined. At first, the story feels like a close relationship that developed very quickly. The 2 met online, communicated frequently, and soon became emotionally connected. However, what struck me as unusual was the fact that the man, despite being married, was willing to provide financial support, even opening a credit card in the woman's name without ever meeting her in person. From a listener's perspective, this signals a lack of judgment and clear boundaries. When the woman traveled to California, the situation became even more conflicting. The plaintiff claimed that this was temporary assistance with an agreement for repayment. Meanwhile, the defendant saw it completely differently. She believed it was voluntary, even an emotional investment, with no clear obligation to pay it back. This made me realize that both parties entered the situation with entirely different expectations. One believed it was a loan, while the other saw it as support. The key issue, in my opinion, lies in the absence of any clear agreement from the beginning. Everything was based on emotions, vague trust, and elements of an inappropriate relationship. Because of that, when the dispute arose, neither side had a strong enough argument to be entirely in the right. I find myself agreeing with the judge's approach, not siding completely with either party, but instead dividing responsibility between both. Clearly, both were at fault, the man for being irresponsible in both his relationship and financial decisions, and the woman for willingly participating in a situation that lacked transparency. Overall, this is a very clear lesson. When money gets involved in unclear relationships, especially those formed online, the risk of misunderstanding and conflict is extremely high, and without clear boundaries, both sides can end up losing in their own way.